Australian company Offitree has officially gone into liquidation and stores are closing at a rapid rate, so let's talk about it. I feel like if you grew up in Australia and you are into piercings, then Offitree was like your staple place. That's where you went for all your piercings. I know that's where I went for all of mine. But for those of you who don't know Offitree, they are a store that sells alternative clothing and accessories, drug paraphernalia, and we'll get more into that a bit later. And they also do cheap body piercings, and in some stores for a while they did do tattoos, but that didn't last too long. If you know, you know, the $5 piercings, fuck, they were so good. I remember growing up, as soon as I turned 16, I'm not even joking, twice a month I was at the Offitree store getting a new piercing. But everything in this video, everything that I say in this video is my own opinion. This is just what I think. I just want to state that right now. And all of the information regarding like all the scandals that Offitree have been in, it's all across the internet. I'm not making it up, okay? So don't come for me. Offitree have been around for almost 5 decades, believe it or not. Their downfall really started around about 10 years ago. So around 2015, 2016. So back in 2015, Offitree stores, multiple stores were raided by the police, and they were found to have been selling synthetic marijuana. Yes, you heard that right. I found this article here. So from the Herald Sun, synthetic cannabis labelled intense incense being sold at Offitree in Northland Shopping Centre. Synthetic cannabis is being sold over the counter at a store in a major northern suburbs shopping centre despite deaths linked to the mock pot. While police work to lessen the impact of drugs in Melbourne's north, the Offitree store in Northland Shopping Centre has the imitation dope ready for sale in their front counter. Leader last month visited the Preston store where the product labelled as intense incense was on display. Marketed under names such as intense incense and often labelled not for human consumption, the open sale of synthetic cannabis was very concerning, a pharmacology expert told Preston Leader. La Trobe University senior lecturer of pharmacology, Dr. Ellie DeZuma, said synthetic cannabis was more dangerous than the natural drug it mimicked. Natural cannabis is derived from plants, and synthetic cannabinoids are basically made in a laboratory to mimic the natural version. The problem is, because it's made in a laboratory from batch to batch, it's going to be different in quality and purity and any other chemicals that are added to it. So the effects are much more unpredictable. Dr. Zuma said the often dangerous symptoms of psychosis were more profound in synthetic cannabis compared to the natural plant. Here, I found another article. Drug Squad seized synthetic cannabis worth more than $227,000 in raids across Queensland. That is sort of what started the downfall of Offitree, is they started selling synthetic drugs. That is what is readily available on the internet. That is what the police have said that they found. They found that Offitree were selling synthetic drugs. I don't know if they sell it anymore. Anyone who currently works at Offitree or knows if they still sell it anymore, comment below. Let me know, do they sell it or has that been scrapped completely? Does it go under like a different name or something? Next, I want to talk about their piercings. Now, I remember piercings used to be $15 for jewelry, $10 for the procedures. That includes like things like the sterilization costs, needles, any supplies to do with the actual piercing. So that was $25 for the piercing, and then aftercare. If you've ever gotten a piercing at Offitree, you know they're ruthless with the aftercare. And the aftercare was like, I think it was like $10 a bottle. It's fucking salt water in a bottle. You can make that yourself at home. Oh, but it's sterile, blah, blah, blah. Fuck off. Just make it yourself at home. They would always have $5 piercing specials. Oh, I fucked them up back in the day. I fucked them up. Every time they ran $5 piercing specials, I would get like 3 or 4 at a time. So this is what they cost. Singles package, $50, includes 1 standard procedure, 1 surgical steel jewelry, and 50 ml of aftercare. And then they've got their doubles package, which is $90, and that's 2 piercings, 2 procedures, and 100 ml of aftercare. So just showing the piercing prices and how much they've gone up over the few years, that sort of leads into why they have gone into liquidation. So there's this article, cult favorite Offutree stores are vanishing at a rate of knots as its perilous financial position is revealed. Dendro, which includes Offutree, was placed into liquidation on Thursday with Con Kikonos from Worrells appointed. Multiple stores have closed in recent months, including Adelaide, Coolangatta, Byron Bay, Cairns, Perth, Surfers Paradise, Mount Omni, Newtown and Northland. Offutree said that the past few years had taken a toll on the business and that it continued to deal with the ramifications of multiple COVID lockdowns. It's no secret that the past few years have been tough for everybody, feeling like we're all getting hit from every direction, it said. Unfortunately, Offutree is not immune to these tough times and we have all been suffering in one way or another. My personal opinion, after the lockdowns and then cost of living crisis, people realize that the stuff that Offutree sell is poor quality, way too fucking expensive. Way too expensive. The only reason why Offutree stayed relevant after COVID is because they were still offering $5 piercings for a while there. Obviously, through all the scandals that they've been through, they couldn't offer that anymore. They couldn't afford it. You know, if people are coming in and paying $20 for a piercing, they can't do that. That's not going to pay their rent. So they've had to increase it to $50 for one piercing. Rapid store closures started last year around April when Offutree went into liquidation. So since then, stores have just been closing slowly. What it seems like to me, this is just my opinion, they've done it so silently. And they still post, bro, their posts get like 2 likes, 2.5 maybe. But it's like they just ignore the fact that they're in liquidation. Maybe they don't want people to know or like be aware that they've had to go into liquidation, or maybe they're just delusional. I don't know. I think it's a bit of both, to be honest. So they do it so silently that sometimes not even the employees are aware. So I found this article. One insider claiming to be the store's former manager took to the anonymous online forum Reddit on Wednesday, claiming staff were told the only South Australian outlet would be shutting for good at 3 p.m. that day. They've told us nothing, and I honestly doubt they will, but the store was losing massive amounts of money because we were just dead, he wrote. Imagine that, you go to work just to be told, oh, by the way, 3 p.m. we're closing. Like, it's not funny. I'm not laughing that they lost their job. That's fucking sad. And I'm sure there's multiple people that lost their job, weren't able to pay the bills. That's Offutree for you. Here's another article. Former Offutree employee claims she's owed thousands of dollars. A former employee at Offutree claims she's owed unpaid wages by the retailer, which has now permanently closed its Adelaide store after going into liquidation. And this is just my opinion. I think she isn't the only one. I feel like there's so many people that would be owed money. Another little scandal for them, okay? So they sold synthetic cannabis, synthetic drugs. Their prices increased, but their relevance didn't. And they didn't pay their workers appropriately. I mean, that's a recipe for liquidation, really. I feel like they got away with so much for so long. I'm sorry, how do you get away with water pourers? If you know, you know. How do you get away with water pourers? Offutree used to be the go-to place for piercings, alternative clothing. It used to be just a fun shop. It really did. I used to love going in there. Once you learn of all the illegal things that they have done and just their disgusting morals and ethics, you get a different opinion on Offutree. But yeah, let me know in the comments, do you work at Offutree currently? What is it like? Did you used to work at Offutree? What was it like? But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something. There will be a few other videos coming like this, sort of exposing Australian businesses for what they really are. Essentially, if there's anyone that you would like me to cover next, let me know in the comments. I would love to do a little deep dive into them. A little sneak peek of ones that I have coming. Cotton On and Peter Alexander. Beware. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Feel free to like and subscribe. That would mean so much to me as I'm a new channel just getting started. All right. Thank you so much.